If you think your 20s are for finding yourself while you scroll away 4 hours a day, you're already obsolete. The world doesn't care about your potential, it cares about your output. Most of you are treating these prime years like a rehearsal. It's not a rehearsal, it's the main event, and right now, you're losing. According to a 2025 McKinsey Global Institute report, by 2027, high-level cognitive focus will be the most valuable and rarest commodity on the planet. The report shows that 70% of Gen Z is currently on track to be underskilled for the 2030 economy. Not because they lack degrees, but because they lack discipline. The attention economy is literally mining your future for profit. Every minute you spend on a suggested video is a brick taken out of your own house. But if you master these 7 strategies, you won't just survive, you'll lead. You will become the operator in a world full of spectators. I'm going to give you the exact blueprint to reclaim your life. You don't need an Ivy League degree, you don't need a rich father, you just need unapologetic focus. The foundation, the identity shift. Before we begin, you must accept one truth. You are not procrastinating. You are choosing a temporary hit of dopamine over your long-term legacy. Stop identifying with your bad habits. "I'm a night owl" is just a fancy way of saying I have no morning discipline. Change the narrative. 1. The superpower, aggressive digital fasting. In an era of infinite distraction, the ability to be bored is a superpower. Most people aren't failing because they lack talent. They're failing because they can't sit in a room alone for 30 minutes without checking their notifications. You are a dopamine addict. The fix? The black hole phone method. Starting tomorrow, your phone does not enter your bedroom. Period. Buy a $10 analog alarm clock. Keep your phone in a separate room until you have completed your first 90 minutes of deep work. If you do this, you will automatically outpace 90% of your generation. In 2026, being reachable 24/7 isn't a sign of importance, it's a sign of being a commodity. 2. The truth, the energy audit. In an era of networking, your social circle is usually your anchor. Most people aren't failing because they have bad luck. They're failing because they're breathing the secondhand smoke of their loser friends' excuses. If your friends only talk about people, parties, or the past, they are toxic assets. The fix? The 5-person audit. Write down the 5 people you spend the most time with. Assign a plus or minus to each name based on whether they push you or pull you down. If it's a minus, you don't need to break up with them. You just need to stop being available. In 2026, loyalty to your future must outweigh loyalty to your history. 3. The reality, the biological tax. In an era of hustle culture, sleep deprivation is a losing trade. Most people aren't failing because they don't work hard. They're failing because they're working with a brain fog tax that cuts their IQ by 15 points. Staying up till 2 a.m. is not grinding, it's self-sabotage. The fix? The 10-3-2-1-0 rule. 10 hours before bed, no more caffeine. 3 hours before bed, no more food. 2 hours before bed, no more work. 1 hour before bed, no more screens. 0, the number of times you hit snooze. In 2026, a 3 a.m. grind isn't impressive. High-quality REM sleep is. 5. Personal story section. Point 4. 4. The closer, the procrastination killer. In an era of analysis paralysis, speed of execution is the only metric that matters. This is where everything changed for me. Back in 2021, I had $42.17 in my bank account. I was living in a room with a leaky ceiling, using a cracked iPhone 8 to try and build a business. I almost quit 3 times. I kept telling myself I needed a better camera, a better desk, or more research. I was lying to myself. I was just scared. I spent 6 months planning a project that should have taken 6 days. I finally realized the perfect time is a myth designed to keep you poor. I stopped planning and started shipping. By 2023, I hit my first 6-figure year. By 2025, I was managing a team of 12. The difference wasn't my gear, it was my time to action. 6. Call to action, integrated. I want to help you skip the mistakes I made. I'm building a community of operators who are actually doing the work, not just watching videos about it. If you're ready to commit to a different 2026, comment Yes 2026 below. I'm going to be looking through the comments and sending a specialized focus guide to a few of you who are serious. This is for the ones who are tired of being spectators. 4. Core content, continued. 5. The invisible, financial literacy. In an era of inflation, saving is just losing money slowly. Most people aren't failing because they don't earn enough. They're failing because they have lifestyle creep before they have lifestyle assets. If you're buying $150 sneakers while having zero investments, you're a slave to the brand. The fix? The 50-30-20 rule, modified. 50% for needs, 30% for investments, skills, or stocks, 20% for everything else. Automate it. Don't trust your willpower. In 2026, a luxury car isn't wealth. A diversified portfolio is. 6. The game changer, consuming versus creating. In an era of content, you are the product or the producer. Most people aren't failing because they lack information. They're failing because they're learning as a form of procrastination. Stop reading books if you aren't applying the last chapter. The fix? The 1-to-3 ratio. For every hour you spend consuming content, including this video, you must spend 3 hours creating or practicing. Write the code, film the video, make the sales call. In 2026, being well-informed is cheap. Being well-practiced is priceless. 7. The fix, emotional regulation. In an era of outrage, your calmness is a competitive advantage. Most people aren't failing because they're not smart. They're failing because they react to every tweet, headline, and comment as if it's a personal attack. If you can be triggered, you can be manipulated. The fix? The 90-second rule. When you feel anger or anxiety, set a timer for 90 seconds. Observe the feeling. Don't act on it. Once the timer is up, the chemical surge has passed. Now, make a decision. In 2026, being passionate isn't rare. Being unshakable is. The world is getting noisier, faster, and more competitive every single day. These 7 strategies are your way to cut through the static and build a life that most people can only dream of. Don't be a spectator, be an operator. Don't forget to comment Yes 2026 if you're in the 1% who actually finished this. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stop thinking and start executing.